Yeah, it's quite a bit.
Yeah.
Wow.
In today's video, I want to go over a basement that we actually put a sump pump in last year. Now, this sump pump was installed to replace a bucket sump pump, and the sump pump would fail routinely according to the homeowner. Like once a year, it would clog up with iron and stuff like that, and the sump pump would fail, then cause a flood in the basement. On top of that, the old sump pump was actually tied into the sewage ejector tank, which is another kind of sump pump, but for plumbing. And so it was sending the groundwater into the sewage ejector, causing issues for that pump as well. So it was a pretty bad situation. However, we got a call from the new owner of this house. So the person we installed the sump pump for had moved, and the new owner gave us a shout because they noticed some water in the basement. Now, having some water in the basement, like a little puddle, like in this case here at this home, is not a flood. However, it is still very annoying and inconvenient if you're going to finish the space eventually. So she gave us a shout because she was concerned that the sump pump was not doing its job. When we went to do the inspection on the sump pump system, it was in fact pumping just fine and keeping the water level pretty low. However, the pump was super dirty. So we got this video here I wanted to show you of the pumps themselves after a year, maybe a year and a half of use in this super high iron area. And it's got sludge and all this buildup all on the pumps. So for sure, we're going to do a really good maintenance and cleaning on these pumps to make sure they're operating properly. But since they weren't running constantly, we know that the pumps are keeping up with the groundwater in the area. But there is an issue. If we're seeing this much iron buildup on the sump pump, there's probably an issue with the perimeter drain system that was installed during construction. It's probably filled up with iron too, and ineffective to actually drain that water towards our sump pump. The real bummer is that the perimeter drain that was installed either inside or outside, we're not sure, has no cleanout access. So we couldn't even get in there if we wanted to do any kind of service. And if you've ever tried to clean out a weeping system before, if it's full of this much iron, then it's probably not cleanable anyways. So the owner's only left with a couple of options. The first option is to dig out the exterior of the house and replace that existing perimeter drain with new PVC perforated pipe or corrugated perforated pipe. But the outside is actually immaculate. There's a lot of window wells that were installed. There's river rock there. The grading's fantastic. And also it's wintertime right now. So doing this kind of excavation can be really tricky and costly. The other alternative is to install a brand new weeping system on the inside of the house. And because the space is unfinished, this is going to be the more cost-effective and quicker solution to this flooding issue. It's still going to take a few days of work, and it's still going to be a little bit expensive, but it's going to be a lot less intrusive than digging out the outside of the house. And when we install our perimeter drain systems, we always add in cleanouts where necessary, so that way we can maintain the drainage system. Most homeowners don't know that maintaining their drainage system is a thing. And it's not that big of a deal to maintain it. Even in this high iron area, we're talking like once every year, maybe 2 years, we need to do an inspection to see if there's any buildup of sand, iron, or anything like that that could stop the drainage system from working. Most homes don't have this huge of an iron issue, and so we're talking once every 3 to 5 years. And maintenance for perimeter drains is an inspection, cleaning if necessary, and if it's really bad, you may need to have it pressure washed or jetted, but that's very rare. Even though this system is super dirty, we're actually quite happy to see it perform so well, despite the fact that it's caked in iron. And we recently had a windstorm here in Nova Scotia, and this home is in the South Shore, which got hit the worst, so the power's been out for the last couple of days too. So even the battery backup sump pump is kicking butt during this outage, and all this iron built up on top of it. So the next steps for the homeowner are to have a perimeter drain system installed on the interior of the home to the sump basin, and then that way we can have a effective, maintainable perimeter drain solution to prevent any water on the floor. Even though this project's going to be a little bit expensive and a little bit intrusive, it's going to be a lot more affordable and a less of a pain in the butt in the long run than having to replace the floor when they finish the basement. I just wanted to share this unique situation with you guys. The iron here is crazy high, but also just to tell you about maintaining your perimeter drains. If you don't maintain your perimeter drains in your house, there's a good chance you'll start seeing water like this homeowner did on the floor. And that can be a real bummer if you're planning to finish the basement, and it can be a bit of a disaster if you have finished the basement. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and as always, stay dry.